How is your compensation to proceduralists so high? How is the lifestyle so favorable? It must be too good to be true.
You're correct. Our compensation or pay for our PAD procedures is the highest in the industry, bar none. 99th percentile. The lifestyle, the hours, the time off, the lack of call, lack of holidays, that's also 99th percentile. So the highest pay, the best lifestyle. How's that possible? Maybe something's fishy. No, nothing's fishy. It's absolutely possible. This is how it's possible. If you're a potential PAD proceduralist thinking of working with us, think about your typical day working as part of a multi-specialty group or a big group or in a hospital or a hospital employee. Think about what you're doing in that, say you have a 10-hour day. It's about average for a physician. I pose it that an hour and a half to 2 hours of that day, you're either walking or driving around from one location to another. That's a form of muda in lean parlance, one of the 7 forms of waste. Motion or transportation muda. You're just moving around. So that hour and a half, 2 hours is wasted. Not adding anything to patient care, to the healthcare system, or to the human condition. So 2 hours gone right there. Another hour or two a day, you might be spending in some meetings. Are they productive? My experience with most healthcare group meetings, hospital meetings, no, they weren't. Maybe you're in a tumor board, and God bless you. If you like tumor board and academics, more power to you. We need academic physicians out there progressing the field. But from a pragmatic standpoint, that time you spend in meetings at tumor board is more wasted time. Another 2 hours gone there. Then maybe you spend another 2 hours doing sort of ancillary work, quote unquote, scut work associated with doing procedures. So mindless paperwork, fiddling around with the EMR, doesn't let you log in, calling the tech guy to help you log in, looking for a chart. This is all wasted time. Maybe not 2 hours, say another half an hour for that. Then you do some procedures for, say, patients through the ER or somebody else, and you don't know what their insurance payment status is. They may be non-paying patients, and God bless them. You know, hospitals have to do some non-paying care. That's why many of them get taxpayer subsidies to do that care. Okay, but you don't get subsidized for it. So you're helping the patients, good, and if you're good with that, wonderful. But that's not generating revenue, right? So everything I've named so far, you're using the time in your day, but it's not generating revenue for you. Maybe at the end of the day, 2 hours a day, you're doing meaningful procedures for patients with insurance, who's reimbursing fairly to your group, to the hospital, and to you. But guess what? Out of that 10-hour day, 7 hours, 6 hours generates exactly zero revenue. And yet you subsidize that with your time. It's impossible. If you work in a legacy healthcare environment with a big group, serving a hospital or employed by a hospital, it is impossible for you to earn high and have a good lifestyle. Because of this, you cannot eliminate these things in the hospital setting, in your typical legacy healthcare setting, and you're going to subsidize them. And if you're okay with that, God bless you. Like I said, there's plenty of hospital-based physicians, group-based physicians, academic physicians out there that do this, and it's a service. Research, tumor boards, treating patients with no insurance. It's a noble thing. It really is, and I have respect for them. But from a pragmatic standpoint, it doesn't generate revenue. Okay? So what do we do with PAD specialists? We don't get taxpayer subsidies. So all of our patients, of course, check and make sure they have insurance. We'd love to help them, even if they didn't have insurance, but the supply costs are so high, we'd go bankrupt if we did that. They should get care in the hospital. The hospital can do it at low cost or no cost because we're subsidized by the taxpayer. We're not. So all of our patients have insurance. Every case reimburses a fair amount for us and for you. You're not traveling everywhere. You work in our facility. Every motion, every movement you make is well thought out for no wasted movements. You're not going to meaningless meetings tumor boards and academic stuff like this. So we trim all the fat, so to speak, out of your day. When you spend 8 hours with us, you're doing meaningful work. Meaningful work that helps patients and generates revenue. What are the 3 things you're doing? 3 things. Number 1, doing the procedure. This is critical. You have to be excellent at the procedure. You have to do it and do it really well and really safely. Number 2, meaningful interaction with the patients. The patients need to know you, spend time with you, you need to make them comfortable, build a relationship with them. Again, service-oriented. They're doing us a favor by coming to us. We're not doing a favor to them by treating them. That's our duty. They're doing us a favor. Spend as much time with them as they need. Number 3, having interaction, meaningful interaction with referring physicians. You know, this is a tough business. We're customer service oriented. We have 2 customers, the patient and the referring physician. Again, they're doing us a favor by sending their patients to us. Spend as much time as you need with them on the phone, in person, to help them care for their patient. These are the 3 things you should be doing. Procedures, meaningful interaction with patients, meaningful interaction with referring physicians. That's it. If you're doing anything else at a tumor board, walking around the hospital, fiddle farting with an EMR, you're losing money. The system's operating inefficiently, and I pose it, patient care is also being compromised. It's not just about money. Any of those other things that don't directly contribute to patient care are taking away from patient care, and they're certainly taking away from efficiency and financial performance. Guess who ends up subsidizing those inefficiencies? You do. So again, impossible. Impossible for you to do dense, meaningful work in your legacy healthcare positions, because you will never be able to trim that fat. We have done that. What you do with us is meaningful. You help patients do an efficient environment. You heal them, you have gratification from that, you interact with referring physicians, and you get paid the very top of the percentile, because we've been able to eliminate all of those resource wasteful activities that exist in legacy healthcare. Same principle applies to lifestyle. Time is money. Call, you have to call every other weekend, holidays, Christmas, birthdays. Fortunately for us, we need to help our patients, but most of them aren't red hot urgent. Elective procedures. We're not open on holidays. Staff needs to take time off, our team members. Patients need to take time with their holidays. You need to spend time on the holidays and birthdays with your family. Work-life balance. We want you to have that. We want you to spend time with your family, have holidays off, have weekends off, work out, live life, come back recharged so you can provide optimal care to the patients. You won't have that in the hospital setting or a legacy healthcare position, because there's calls, somebody's got to take it, emergencies. Somebody's got to do it. And if you're low on the totem pole, you're going to do it. Nothing wrong with that. Again, hey, I respect it. I have friends that got to go to the ER and needed emergency care. God bless the physicians that were there on call and did it. Tremendous respect. But if that's not what you want, you don't want your lifestyle to be dictated by emergencies and the pager and call. We don't have that. Excellent hours leaves you time to spend time doing meaningful work with patients, helping them, working with staff, but also gives you time to enjoy life. Spend it with your family, friends, loved ones, work out, take care of your health, travel, come back recharged to do meaningful work with us and help our patients. Work-life balance. Top of the compensation spectrum, top of the lifetime spectrum. You will not do better than working with PAD specialists, I guarantee you.